All right, so there's this story unfolding in the crypto world that, you're just not going to see trending on Twitter. It's quiet, it's methodical, and it involves some of the absolute biggest names in business on the entire planet. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on what might just be the institutional giant hiding in plain sight. Okay, let's just kick things off with this quote, because it should really make anyone in this space kind of pause for a second. A $2 trillion council is governing this network while retail is sleeping on memes. Wow. I mean, that paints a wild picture, right? It's like two parallel universes. In one, you've got these massive institutions quietly building. And in the other, well, the rest of us are distracted by the next big meme. So you gotta ask yourself, what network could possibly command that kind of power? And that question, well, it leads us right into our first section here. The $2 trillion secret. So let's start peeling back some of those layers, shall we? I mean, we all know the crypto world that makes the most noise, right? It's all hype, it's social media trends, it's viral memes. It's this chaotic, kind of short-sighted space where everyone's just looking for that next 100x coin. But what if that's not the whole story? What if the real game-changing stuff isn't happening on your feed at all? What if the actual revolution is being built, quietly, methodically, by some of the biggest corporate players on the planet? Okay, so that brings us right to the heart of this whole thing. It's time to meet the governing council. And believe me, this is where the story gets really interesting. So the network we've been talking about, it's called Hedera. Now, on the surface, yeah, it's a layer 1 platform, a foundational network, kind of like an Ethereum or a Bitcoin. But it's been built from the ground up with a key difference that makes it unlike almost anything else out there. And that huge difference, well, it all starts with this one number, 39. Now, that's not a random number. That's the number of globally recognized industry-leading organizations that literally form the backbone of this entire network. So what do those 39 organizations all have in common? A mind-blowing combined value of, wait for it, over $2 trillion. We're talking about absolute titans of industry here. Finance, tech, you name it. And they've all come together to govern this single network. Okay, so why is this council thing such a big deal? Well, for starters, it gives the network incredible stability. They've got term limits, they're spread out all over the globe. It means no single company can get too powerful. Second, this creates real decentralized governance. These guys are the ones voting on software updates, managing the treasury, the whole shebang. And maybe most importantly, this structure bakes in a long-term vision, one that's all about real-world use cases, not just short-term. And it's this totally unique structure that really explains why Hedera is becoming known as the institutional favorite. This slide really lays out the two different mindsets perfectly, doesn't it? You've got the retail crypto world over here, all about hype, chasing memes, and short-term speculation. And then you have the institutional crypto world, focused on governance, building actual utility, and long-term adoption. I mean, they're playing two completely different games. And it makes perfect sense, right? I mean, think about it. If you're a massive global corporation and you're building a mission-critical application, you can't have it running on hype and crazy volatility. No way. You need a foundation that's predictable, stable, and governed with the exact same seriousness as your own boardroom. Okay, now here's where it gets really forward-looking. Let's see how this super stable institutional foundation connects to, well, maybe the biggest thing in tech right now, AI. Could Hedera actually be positioning itself to be the trust layer for the entire future of artificial intelligence? Yeah, and two names here should absolutely grab your attention. Nvidia and Intel. Look, these aren't just any tech companies. These are the architects, the literal architects of the AI boom we're living through. And they are looking at Hedera to help them solve a really specific and really crucial problem. And that problem is trust. The solution they're working on is called Verifiable AI. And it makes so much sense. I mean, in a world where AI can create literally anything, how do you trust that what you're seeing or reading is actually real? Well, Verifiable AI is the answer. It's basically a way to log AI-generated data on a distributed ledger, which creates this permanent, tamper-proof record that proves exactly where it came from and that it's authentic. So let's break down how this actually works. It's pretty straightforward. Step 1, the giants, Nvidia, Intel, they build these incredibly powerful AI tools. Step 2, Hedera comes in and provides that transparent, secure trust layer. And that is the absolute key, because that distributed ledger creates a permanent time-stamped record of everything the AI does. And the result? You get this whole new class of verifiable AI that big companies can actually trust and rely on for their most important work. All right, so let's tie all of this together. What does this actually mean for you? As someone just trying to keep up with where tech and finance are headed. Well, it means that there are really two stories playing out at the exact same time. You've got one part of the market that's completely obsessed with the daily price charts and the next fleeting hype cycle. But then there's this other, much bigger force that's just quietly and methodically building the actual plumbing, the infrastructure for the next generation of tech. So here's the real takeaway. When you see companies like Nvidia and Intel getting seriously involved, that signals a massive shift. It means the conversation is finally moving away from just speculation, and it's moving towards creating real, tangible, enterprise-grade tools that solve actual problems in the real world. And that really leaves us with just one last big question to chew on. Is it possible that the next big thing isn't coming soon, but that it's already here? That it's being built right now, just not on the timeline that everybody else is watching? Definitely something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.